Hello and welcome to the fun tutorial of this first module, self-driving car. It's going to be epic. We're going to test our AI on the environment and we're going to test it on 4 different levels. That is, we're going to play a game. The game will have 4 levels of difficulty and the AI will have to pass these 4 levels. So, what are going to be these 4 levels? First, level 1. The first level is going to be to reach the airport and then do some round trips between the airport and the downtown. So as soon as we see the car do these round trips, well, we pass level 1. Then level 2. Level 2 will be to still do these round trips, but on a specific road that we draw ourselves. But it's going to be an easy road because it's level 2. And of course, the car will have to self-drive by staying on that road. So it will be a road that goes from the airport to downtown and then the other way. And so the car will have to do these round trips by staying on that road. If it does, we will pass level 2. Then level 3. Level 3 will be to draw some obstacles on the map to see if the car manages to avoid the obstacles and still reaching its goal. So no worries, we'll draw some difficult obstacles that the car will have to avoid and we'll see if it managed to reach the airport and the downtown. And finally, level 4, the most challenging level for the car, will be to draw a very difficult road to reach the downtown. So I don't know, it will be a road like some zigzag. I'm not a brilliant architect, but I'll try to make a challenging road. So let's hope we pass at least the first level, that would be great. Then let's hope we can also pass level 2 and 3. And if we pass level 4, that would be wonderful. So let's do this, let's take the challenge. Well, actually the self-driving car is going to take the challenge, but we are the brain behind this, so let's still hope that works. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to do is just to give you a quick reminder about the map. So that's the map. And first, we're going to look at the map, we're going to look at the self-driving car without the AI. So it will just be a car having those random actions that you saw at the beginning of this module. So how can we look at that? Well, we have to deactivate the AI. And to deactivate the AI, we simply need to put a temperature equal to 0. Remember, that parameter here is the temperature, and right now it is equal to 7, so that's a low temperature. We will increase that afterwards. But if we don't want the car to have a brain, that is if we don't want to activate the AI, we simply need to set the temperature to 0. T equals 0, and same here, of course, that's the real temperature in the code. So there we go, and then we must not forget to save, because otherwise that won't include the change. Okay, so now we don't have any AI. The AI is deactivated. So let's have a look at the map, just to give us a quick refresher, a quick reminder about what it looks like. So I'm going to select everything and press enter. Alright, and there's our map and there's our car. So as you can see, the car is having totally random actions, to go left, to go straight, or to go right. And therefore, it is not reaching the airport, which is, I remind, at the upper left of the map, and not reaching, well, it just did, but that's totally random. You see, right now it is at the airport, and it is not reaching the other goal, which is downtown at the bottom right of the map. So we were just lucky here, but we can clearly see now that the actions are totally random. It is going nowhere, and there is definitely no artificial intelligence. But no worries, we will activate it right now. I'm going to close the map, and then I'm going to restart the kernel. Restart the kernel, you click on this tool button here, and then yes. And now, time for the show. We're finally going to put this brain we made in the car and activate the AI. I'm super excited to see what's going to happen. We're going to activate the AI right now, and to do this, we need to raise the temperature. So, to change the temperature, we just need to replace that 0 by, well, let's start with 7, as we had before. So let's specify 7 here. Alright, let's not forget to save. And now let's get back to our map. And now we can just re-execute this again because we restarted the kernel. So let's execute. And there we go. We have the car. And what is it doing? Well, it is trying to find its way. It's exploring. It's understanding what it has to do. And it's about to reach the airport. And there we go. First goal reached. Wonderful. And now the next goal is to reach downtown. And there it did. Just reached downtown. And now it's trying to find the airport back. Going to the airport. And there it did again. Wonderful. So that works. It didn't take time actually to explore learn from the mistake. You know, the mistake here is to get further from the goal. That's where we punish the car by giving it a slightly negative reward. You know, it's minus 0.2. So it learned from that mistake, and by learning from that mistake, it managed to get the positive rewards by getting closer to the goal. And now it finally understood what it has to do. It's definitely reaching the airport and then reaching the downtown and then doing these round trips. So that's perfect. We have a self-driving car, but I can't help but notice it is looking like an insect. The car doesn't really seem sure of itself. You know, it doesn't have a very confident movement. It's like going left and right. That's not looking like a car movement. It looks more like a bug. So we're going to fix that. And as you might have guessed, the way to fix that is increase the temperature. Because remember, the temperature is the parameter in the softmax function that we can increase so that the action is returned with more certainty. So that makes sense that if we increase the temperature, well, we might end up getting a car more sure of itself because the AI will be more sure of which action it should play. And that, remember, is because the action will be played with a higher probability. The only problem with this, increasing the temperature, is that remember the AI is less exploring the other actions. Because by increasing the temperature, the other actions will have low probabilities. But right now that doesn't seem to be a problem because the car seems to have no problem reaching its goals, the airport and the downtown. So we can totally increase the temperature if we want this thing that so far looks like an insect look like a car. So let's do this. I'm going to close this now. There we go. Restart the kernel again and press yes. And now we're going to increase the temperature. So let's do this. I'm going back to my AI file, then replace this t equals 7 by 100. There we go. Then we save. And now we have a self-driving car sure of itself. So we might get better results and we might get something that looks more like a car. So let's click on map and then let's re-execute that again. All right, what happened? Okay, it did some kind of a burnout, not sure why. But anyway, now we have something that looks more like a car. You can see that it is going more straight. It is not doing these quick left and right movements. That's because now the car is more sure of which direction to take at each time. You know, it wants to take the best direction, going to the airport and then to downtown. So clearly, we can now say that we pass level 1. The car is doing these round trips between the airport and the downtown. So we're going to save that. I'm going to show you how to save the brain. We just need to click on this save button. And if we look at what happens here, well, we have the curve of the reward. At the beginning, we can observe some mistakes that it made. So that's where the reward is negative. But then it learned from its mistakes and the reward increased little by little until reaching a constant positive reward equals to 0.1, but that's the maximum reward we set, and that's because it ended up exploring. That's the exploration phase, and then it just knew what it had to do. And that's where it was doing these round trips between the airport and the downtown without any mistake. So there we go, we passed level 1, congratulations. Now let's get things more challenging. Let's take things at the next level. Let's try to pass level 2, which I remind will be to do these round trips on a specific road we're going to draw ourselves. So let's check that out in the next tutorial, and until then, enjoy AI. Hello and welcome to level 2 of our self-driving car AI game. Alright, are you ready to take level 2? Are you excited? Well, me too. Let's do this. As you can notice, I just quit the application, but that's not a problem because we saved the last brain. So we're going to go back to the app and load the last brain. And this will have the last weight of the neural networks, like, you know, it will have the last synapse of the brain, so it will already know how to do the round trips between the airport and the downtown. But now, we're taking on the challenge of passing level 2. So as a reminder, level 2 is to still do the round trips, but by staying on a specific road that we will draw ourselves right now in this tutorial. So let's see if it can do that. Let's make this road simple, because then remember that level 4 is a highly complicated road. So for now, let's still be nice with our self-driving car. All right, so let's do this. It's already selected. I'm going to select that all over again. And let's try to beat level 2. There we go. It's doing the weird spinning first, but that's because I didn't load it. Let's load the brain, and there we go. Now it should be okay. Yes, it is. It's doing the round trips between the airport. There we go. And now the downtown. It's going to the downtown, and perfect. And now doing the other round trips. All right, so that's level 1, and now let's take care of level 2. So I'm gonna draw a road, something like this. So let me think what to draw. It has to be simple. So what about something like this? As I told you, I'm not a very good architect, but I'm trying to do something not too difficult. Something like that. What do you think? All right. So let's draw the other border of the road. You know, something like this. And there we go. All right. Pretty good. Well, that's a classic road, but okay. So it's in the road, perfect. And so now the challenge is not to cross some sand. So here we go, first mistake, but it's gonna learn from this mistake and try not to do it again. If we actually save the brain, we can see the mistake probably. Yes, if we look at here, well, we see the mistakes it made here. That's where it crossed some sand probably. So there we go, right now it's on the road and it's reaching the goals. Right now it just reached the downtown and going back on the road to reach the airport. There we go, perfect job, well done. So it seems that level 2 is passed already. Didn't take much time to do the training. So that's great, that's just great. We can take it at the next level now. Yes, indeed, the round trips looks perfect. We can still sense some bit of hesitation. Maybe we can still increase the temperature, but you know, it's reaching the goals, it's staying on the road, it's not crossing any sand. So that's definitely a self-driving car. So pretty exciting, but now I want to make it more difficult for this self-driving car. We want to take it to level 3, which will, oh, here we go, a mistake. Sorry about that. I thought it was already a one game, but you know, it can still make some mistake. Actually, if we save, we can probably see a constant reward close to 0.1. There we go, and that's probably the mistake. But anyway, it's doing a great job right now, so we will take it to level 3, and the level 3 will be to draw some obstacles, but some difficult obstacles for the car, and the car will have to find its way to the downtown and the airport by avoiding the obstacles. So it will be obstacles full of sand, of course, but it will have to avoid them and find the goals, the airport and the downtown. So let's see if we can do that. And until next time, enjoy AI. Hello and welcome to the level 3 of our self-driving car AI game. So now the challenge is going to be to still do the round trips between the airport and the downtown, but this time by avoiding obstacles. And we will draw the obstacles ourselves. You can draw any difficulty of obstacles. I'll try not to be too tough with the car because I want to make it to level 4, but let's keep this challenging. Alright, so as usual, we're going to select all this code and execute. And there we go with level 3. So let's load our brain. Here we go. Brain is loaded. The car is doing the round trips properly. And so now let's draw some obstacles. All right, so what can we do now? First, let's draw something like this. Okay. And then what we can do is draw another obstacles like this. And then maybe something like this, something like this, and something like this. Let's see what it does. All right, so now what it's gonna do, okay, avoiding this obstacle. Now, avoiding this one, no, mistake again. So still it has to learn, it's still exploring. Avoiding this obstacle, perfect, very good. Is it going to avoid this one? Great, it did. And going to the downtown. And now going back to the airport. Avoiding this obstacle, great. Now is it going to avoid this one this time? And no, still mistake. It's okay, I'll get this thicker. Maybe something like this will be better. The car will understand more because right now it is being quite stubborn. Alright, still avoiding this obstacle. It seems not to have any problem with this one, but kind of a problem with that one. Better now. You see, I got it thicker, which means that the punishment was harder with a worse reward, and now it managed to avoid it. And this one avoided as well. Perfect. So now we have a functional self-driving car, as it seems. So avoiding this one again, great. And now avoiding this one, great. Still going onto some sand, but it's okay. It will be punished for that anyway. Avoiding this one. So sorry, this one was totally unuseful, but you know, we can do something like this if you want, you know, to get this even more challenging for the car. All right. And okay, we can add a big tip here so that it doesn't cheat, because it's still crossing the tip of the obstacle. And we can do the same for the other tips of the other obstacles. There we go. There we go. There we go. Okay, better now. Let's see what it does now. Okay, there we go again, trying to reach the airport now. Okay, perfect. So it's going around the obstacle. It's not trying to find the best path, but anyway, the goal is to reach the two goals, the downtown and the airport. Then we can add some code to, you know, try to find the best path, but we definitely already have a self-driving car. All right, great job. And there we go again. Oh, it's still going onto some sand, so it's still being punished. We can actually look at the score function, which is here. As you can see, it gets the punishment, and the score function is actually decreasing with time. So that's because I got the obstacle thicker, and right now, as you can see, it's trying to avoid the tips of the obstacles more and more. It's doing a better and better job, as you can see, you know? It's going around faster now. Not except for this one, but if we save again and look at the score function, as you can see, we see some kind of improvement here. But anyway, the car is gonna get better with time, but I think that right now we can say that level 3 is passed, because anyway, it manages to do the round trips between the airports and the downtown by going around the obstacles, and that's what we wanted. So yes, maybe let's move on to level 4. Level 4 is going to be very challenging. I don't think we will be able to pass level 4, but that will be the challenge of this module. You will have to change something in the code to pass level 4. It will either be something that has to do with the reward, or something that has to do with, you know, the strategy of the game, or even something with the neural network, or something with the DQN algorithm. Well, you will look for it, you will do some research, and you will try to get an even better car than this one that avoids any kind of obstacle, that will never go onto some sand, or that will try to find the best way, the best path, the shortest path. So good luck with that. It's going to be excellent practice for you, and I can't wait to see your solutions. So now let's move on to level 4, and this time it's going to be very, very challenging. So I'll see you in the next tutorial, and until then, enjoy AI. Hello and welcome to the final level of the self-driving car challenge. So this time my goal will be to beat the self-driving car, not the level 4, because I want to challenge you into improving the code, improving the AI, or maybe improving the strategy so that you can beat this challenge yourself. So I'm going to make a highly complex road that will still go from the airport to the downtown, but maybe too complicated for the car to find its way. So that will be my challenge, so that I hope you can have fun with the challenging homework. So let's do this. Let's approach this level 4. So let's select everything, then let's load the brain, and there we go. Now it's doing the round trips between the airport and the downtown. So it's gonna take some time, so I'm just gonna put on some music, and here we go with the road. And there we go, here is the road. And as you can see, the car seems to have a lot of trouble. So that's exactly what I wanted. It's, doing these little round trips in the same part of the road. So that's a problem. It doesn't find its way right now to the downtown. So how can we fix this? Do we need to change the strategy? Do we need to change the parameters of the neural networks? That is, change the synapses in the brain of the car? Do we need to do something with the rewards? Maybe get a worse reward when it's not finding the goal, as it is the case right now. So I don't know. That's for you to find out. As you can see, the rewards is not very severe when it's not finding the goal. When it's not getting closer to the goal, the reward is just minus 0.2. So that's not a severe bad reward. You could try to decrease the reward even more, like setting a reward equals to minus 0.5. Maybe that will work. I'm just throwing some suggestions to help you. So that's a change you can make with the reward strategy. And then of course you can make some other changes with your neural network. So, in this section we create the architecture of the neural network. We choose to have 30 hidden neurons in one hidden layer. Maybe you can try to change the architecture by trying some more layers or some more hidden neurons, I don't know. So that's another suggestion for improvement. And then you can also try to change something in a deep Q-learning algorithm, or simply you can move on to the course and find out about the other algorithms. Maybe there is another one that will manage to handle this situation. So good luck. I look forward to seeing your solutions. Try to draw that same road. That's perfect. That's a really pretty exciting enigma. And if you want me to give you a hint, or if you want me to explain quickly what the problem is, well, you can see that right here, when it reaches that point, it's going back. And that's because when it's reaching that point, it's getting too far away from the goal, which right now is the downtown. When it's reaching that point, if it goes further, well, it will go further away from the goal. So that's why it's going back here. And so you have to change something in a code, something in a strategy to maybe punish it less when it's getting further away from the goal. Maybe that's a solution. I'm just throwing some suggestions. I don't want to give you the solution too fast, but That would be a really good exercise, and that's typically a problem that can be encountered by the engineers when they're making a self-driving car. But anyway, I think that's a pretty cool enigma, so I hope you will have fun. And before solving this homework, maybe you can do another very efficient homework, which would be simply to try to implement all this AI again. You know, just implement the exact same one. That will be excellent practice, because so far you've just listened to my explanations, but there is a huge difference between listening to something and try to do the thing ourselves. Oh, did you see what happened? It just found its way. That's amazing. It's funny how it got out of it, but I'm sure there is a better strategy to get out of it more efficiently. And now it seems to be pretty good. Maybe I'm speaking too fast. Maybe it's going to solve this. No, here we go. It's getting stuck here again. That's pretty challenging for the car, right? But I'm sure this can be solved. That's your goal, so good luck, and please let me know about your solutions. Until then, enjoy AI.